What's going on, ladies and gentle humans? IronBusiness01 here with Discount Gaming, and had a thought the other day. Would it be possible to own a console, let's say a year, and never buy a game? So then that got me thinking. Um, if you guys are frequent to this channel, a lot of the stuff that we do, even the stuff that started us really, was like free games and free game reviews and stuff like that. So I wanted to put together a list of the top 12 free to play games that you can get on the PlayStation 4. All of these games we've played on the channel. Well, most of the games we've played on the channel. All of these games, though, I've spent a lot of time personally playing. So I wanted to compile this list, share it out there. It's always good to have more options when you're playing games, especially free ones. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, smartass remarks, please leave them in the comments. They're always a blast to read. But without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, guys, so the first one on our list today is Tera. It is a free to play MMORPG. Originally, it was released on the PC and then eventually ported over. It's really high fantasy based. You know, goblins, orcs, fairies, elves, things of that nature. It's a lot of fun to play. It looks absolutely incredible. They're always adding new events to it. The cities that you go into to mingle, if you will, are really well done, and the scale of them is absolutely astronomical. So if you're looking for a free-to-play MMORPG with a lot of character options, a lot of class options, and tons of stuff to do, give Terry, the time and the effort. Promise you're not going to be disappointed with this one. All right, up next we have Spellbreak. Spellbreak was a game that I had been waiting for many years. You know, since its original release announcement. I was super stoked for it, and then I was even more excited for it whenever I found out that it was coming to console and PlayStation 4, mainly. So I downloaded it. Day that it was available, I got the rest of the crew on Discount Gaming to download it, and we have played a lot of it. It was originally just a battle royale, and over the last few months they've started adding more content to it, especially events, your battle passes, special rewards, things of that nature. Tons of fun to play. My favorite thing about it is that it's a battle royale with no guns. It's all magic based, which we don't have enough of those. So this one's a great way to get into the battle royale, or if you're already into them, it's a good way to mix things up and give yourself something different. So grab a couple of friends, jump on in, give this one a shot, see what you think. Alright guys, up next we have Smite. I personally play a ton of Smite. I love this game. It originally came out on the PC, and that was where I first found it and fell in love with it. I used to be a really big League of Legends player until I found this game, and it's phenomenal. It is a MOBA, but it's done in a third person rather than a bird's eye view. And the entire cast of the game are different gods and deities from different, mythologies and religions, which makes it really interesting. And the team over at Hi-Rez does a really good job keeping them as close as possible to their mythological version. But I want to say the standing roster right now is either at or a little over 100 characters, so you've got tons of options, every role, every possibility that you could ever need for a character to play. And I mean, come on, it's free to play. What's better than that? Alrighty guys, up next we have the Path of Exile, or rather just Path of Exile, I guess, if you want to be technical. This game I found completely by accident. I didn't know anything about it. Um, Downloaded it and I played it pretty much nonstop for months on end. Even to this day, I still play a ton of it. If you are a big fan of like the Diablo franchise, then this one's going to be right up your alley. Um, Good, character options, good class options, tons and tons of weapons to pick up and armor to pick up. They're always adding new content. Their holiday events are really really awesome, and it's just a ton of fun, to play. So if you're more the Diablo style player, this one's going to be the one that I recommend highly, just because there's always something to do. You don't get to the point where you're just grinding on the same thing over and over and over, just getting different gear. There's literally always something different to do. So this one's a great option if you're looking for something under that umbrella. All right, guys. Up next we have Paladins. Um, this one is always the one that I recommend whenever somebody wants to get into like Overwatch. Overwatch is a fantastic game. It's had a ton of time to kind of polish itself and get new content out there. Unfortunately, it's kind of gotten to be stagnant. Um, we are waiting for the release of Overwatch 2, but at least as far as I'm aware, at the time of recording this, I don't have a definitive date for that release. And a while back, I kind of hit that roadblock where it's like I love Overwatch, I love playing Overwatch, but it was just kind of meh. So I did some searching and I came across Paladins, and come to find out, whenever I found it, it had just been released. So I jumped in, and guys, this game is awesome, man. They're always releasing new characters, they're always releasing new content, new updates, balancing, events. It's super super awesome. The team over at High Res, again, just like they did Smite, they're the ones that do Paladins, and they're really really good on what they do. As far as assigning the teams, and the team that they have here on Paladins, guys, is just killing it, knocking it out of the park. So if you're a big fan of the first person shooters and the fantasy first person shooters with that, Paladins is going to be my recommendation, just because it is a great alternative to Overwatch. And believe it or not, a lot of Overwatch players that become stagnant with it switch over to Paladins. So the servers are always busy, you're always going to find a game, and you're always going to have something to do. Alrighty, guys, up next we have Mortal Blitz Combat Arena. If you are a fan of, how can I put this? If you're a Halo fan, like an old school, like Halo 3 fan, but you also like some Call of Duty, Mortal Blitz is kind of going to be up your alley. It is a combat battle arena game, but the easiest way that I like to explain it is that it's Halo meets Call of Duty with crack. It's very fast paced. The arenas, while they're huge, you can actually get through them really really fast, because there's jumps, there's portals, there's all kind of crazy mechanics in the game. It's a ton of fun, and it's really one of those games where you have to have your head on a swivel. So if you're kind of in that flunk where it's, you love Call of Duty, you love playing Halo, I mean, you love first person shooters in general, but you're looking for something kind of different just to mix things up, Mortal Blitz is really really going to be right up your alley. And I have yet to be disappointed with this game. Up next, we have Genshin Impact. When this game released on the consoles, it pretty much took the world by storm. Um, Luckily, we were one of the first ones to play it, as far as official releases go, and I believe we put out a review on it. But we did play it on stream and everything like that, and this game has everything that a AAA title could ever need. You've got the voiceover dialogue, you have the in-game mechanics, you have the spells, you've got the team building, and it takes all of your traditional RPG elements and pushes them just a little bit further to get more out of them. And the risk that they took doing something like that has paid off in spades. Um, this game is one of those that I never get tired of. It's incredible to play. It's absolutely beautiful to look at. The in-game music is absolutely incredible, but it is definitely like while you're playing it, you're going to notice some mechanics from other games or some ideas or references to other games, but I promise you that this game is in a league of its own, by far. So if you are an open world RPG fan, absolutely give this one a shot, guys. You will not be disappointed, and it's not something that you're going to finish in a weekend. Up next, we have Genesis. Um, if you like playing the traditional MOBAs like Dota, League of Legends, stuff like that, then Genesis is going to be what you're looking to play. It is free to play. It is a MOBA. It is the bird's eye view like your other traditional MOBAs, but it's a lot of fun. There's a pretty steep learning curve when it comes to some of the characters, um, but they do have a really large roster. They give you a decent amount starting out, in rotation and everything like that. Um, but one of my favorite things about this is that all of the characters play completely unique from each other, which in MOBAs you really don't see a lot of. Most of it's the same mechanics across a couple characters, minus just like one or two things. So this one was really cool to play. I did get my ass kicked a lot at first, but after understanding the way the system worked and the character worked, and then finding a character that I enjoyed playing, and then their mechanics, and it became a lot of fun. And it's one of those, I would rather play Genesis on my console than League of Legends on my PC, if that makes any sense. Some people are going to say that I'm fucking retarded. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's a really good way to scratch that MOBA itch if you have it. Alrighty, guys. Up next, we have Dreadnought. Um, this originally was a game that I had downloaded just kind of to see what it was. Um, it's kind of hard to explain, honestly. You go in, I believe it's 5 or 6 man teams, and you pick the aerial ship class that you want to run. I mean, they've got the lightweights, the mediums, they've got the dreadnoughts, which are the big boys. You have snipers, you have healers. Like, basically, it's almost like playing a MOBA when it comes to the classes, but I have yet to play a game that's like this, or that even remotely resembles this, because everything takes place in the air. You can raise and lower, you can move and pivot and maneuver and strafe, and there's so much to this game. And the fact that it's a free-to-play game just makes it even more incredible. Um, it does take a little bit of patience to understand, how everything works and what classes do what and what ships do what. And then you have the upgrading system and the leveling system and the pilot system and lots and lots of systems. But for being kind of an obscure free-to-play game, they give you so much right out of the gate to keep you busy, and the gameplay itself is so well done and so polished. If you're looking for something just a little bit different, something that's outside of your norm, I highly recommend giving this one a shot. I love this game. Me and Chaotic Bash, the Phoenician, when he's on our channel, there's a lot of us here at Discount Gaming that love playing this game, and the party system works really well too. So give this one a shot, guys. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Alrighty, guys. Up next, we have another MMORPG to throw onto the list. This one's an older one. DC Universe Online. There, got it. This game came out a pretty good chunk of time ago. I want to say it's around the release date for Tera on the PC. Originally, this game was a paid game, and I want to say after their first year, then they converted it free to play. But I I can't get enough of this game. Once I'm in the mood for a MOBA, especially a superhero MOBA, or not MOBA, sorry, my bad, a MMORPG, I'll get this all right eventually. Um, this is one of those games like there's nothing else that will scratch that kind of itch. If you guys, if you're an older generation, if you remember like City of Heroes, City of Villains, stuff like that, this is kind of that way. This was the original. So you go in, you pick good or evil. You make your character, which is a superhero. You pick your powers. I mean, there's so much to this game, and there's so much to keep people occupied. And the fact that it has been around for so long means that if you run out of content, you're doing something wrong. Because you're looking at years of content, literally, and it has an actual story, which makes it even better. There is a protagonist, there is an antagonist. You have your side missions, you have your team ups and stuff like that. So, really, really cool game. If you're a big superhero fan, I highly recommend giving this one a shot. All right, guys. Up next, we have Dauntless. Um, if you guys have watched the channel, I have started playing this one again recently. We used to play this one a lot. This is a great, great alternative to somebody that wants to get into something like Monster Hunter. While the mechanics aren't as complicated as they are in Monster Hunter, it still gives you enough of a complication and a learning curve so that when you do pull off a good weapon combo, or when you do, accomplish like a big hunt, you actually get that pride, you get that enjoyment out of it. It's an amazing game, and the fact that it's free to play again is really, really surprising, because the amount of content in this game is nothing short of phenomenal. They have tons of monsters, tons of weapons and armor and skills and all kinds of stuff. The only thing that I dislike about this game is, yes, it's free to play, so I know that they're going to have like the season pass and all that stuff, but they tend to push that season pass in your face a little more than I would like. Um, but it's easy to steer clear of, once you learn what's what and where everything's located. So if you want to get into a game like Monster Hunter, or even if you play Monster Hunter and you just need a break from it, because I go through that a lot, where I'll be playing a game and I'll enjoy it, and then eventually I just get to the point where it's like, okay, I like the genre, I just want to play something different. Dauntless is a great alternative, and there's tons to keep you and your friends busy, and you can even hunt as a party with you and your friends. So, great alternative, guys. Give this one, a look into. Alrighty, guys, last but not least, we have Brawlhalla. Um, this is one of those games for me. I can't speak enough of it. This is uh, this is kind of Sony's answer to like Super Smash Brothers. I mean, while you're not playing a ton of super duper well known characters, I tend to like this one better, believe it or not, because initially everybody starts on the exact same playing field. You know, well, granted, that is kind of the advantage in games like Smash, where you have your characters that fall upon the different parts of the tier list. You really can't say that in Brawlhalla, because it literally just comes down to skill. And the best part about it is, even if you don't know how to play it, it's super easy to learn, super easy to pick up. And, they have online, they have offline, they have practice mode. Um, Couch mode is one of my favorites. You and I want to say you and 5 other people can play on one console on one screen and just go in and kick the shit out of each other. So that's a huge thing that I really, really enjoy is the fact that they made this game with the option to play offline, with your friends, or you can play online with your friends or what have you. So this game is a ton of fun. We recently started streaming it again on our channel, and I think we played it for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Just laughing like idiots the whole time, because you definitely get into those matches where you and your friends jump in and then you throw a couple of bots in there just to mix things up, and everything comes down to just 2 people, so you start cheering each other on, and it's a ton of fun. Look at this one. Let me know what you think. Alright guys, and that's it for our list. These are my top 12 free-to-play games. I think that a list like this is always important to have, or at least to be able to find, just because not everybody has the money to go out there and drop 65, 70, 75 bucks on the new latest and greatest game. So it's always good to have a free alternative. On top of that, doing stuff like this and lists and reviews for free games is kind of what this channel was founded on. So it's always good to go back to our roots. We always enjoy it. But this kind of takes us back to the start of this video where, I wanted to present a question. Do you think that you can buy a console, and have it for an entire year and never buy a game? And I think that's totally possible. I think that if it's just your PlayStation 4 and you have an internet connection, or even an Xbox One, a lot of these games are on the Xbox One as well, that you could just play free games and have enough of a diverse experience and enough enjoyment out of these games that you really wouldn't need to buy any game unless you wanted to hunt for something specific. But if you're just testing it, I think it's totally possible and very doable to own a console for at least a year and not have to buy, any game, honestly. The games that I've put on this list are not all of the free games you can find. If you take a look, there are a ton of games, and a lot of people are going to say, well, why did you put Fortnite on here? It's because I hate Fortnite. Do I think it's a good game? No. Not remotely. There are people that enjoy it. Personally, I do not. I like some diversity in my games. But if you're into Fortnite, Fortnite's on there, and it's free to play. So, again, yes, I believe it's very possible. There are a ton of more games that are fantastic that I didn't put on this list. So, go to your PlayStation Store, go to the free-to-play games, take a look around. See if there's something on there that you enjoy that I don't have on my list. If there are other games that are free to play, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would love to talk about stuff like this. I find stuff like this really, really interesting. Not just for general knowledge to pass on, but just in general. The fact that they have free to play games that are as good, if not better, than a AAA title. So guys, thank y'all for watching this video. I'm IronBusiness01 with Discount Gaming. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. I think it's over there. And the bell's over there. And the thumbs up's over there. But, guys, we love y'all. You guys help us do what we do with your support. And it is very much appreciated. So until next time, guys, take care of each other. Help each other. Love one another. And as usual, guys, be good humans. We'll see y'all later.